Here we are, another headphone, another review, and now we have here the Dali iO-6. For those who are not familiar with Dali brand, like myself, Dali is another Danish loudspeaker manufacturer similar to Bang & Olufsen. Unlike Bang & Olufsen, Dali just started in 1983, so that's around 37 years to date. And they have been manufacturing high quality loudspeakers. This is their first foray into the headphone market, and not only to the headphone market but also to the wireless headphone market with noise cancelling. So here's a box. As you can see, it's plain and simple, similar to Bang & Olufsen. It just has the brand Dali and has here the Dali iO-6. It says wireless Wi-Fi headphones with immersive noise cancelling. Over at the back, same thing with the Bang & Olufsen, where it shows you the model and it shows you the features. Over here, photo at the side, and again features of the headphones on the other side. This is not an unboxing. I already tested this out, opened this, but I just wanted to show you how it's packaged. Opening the flap, you're gonna see that you're going to be greeted by an illustration of the headphones and the control features over here. And if you lift this out, you're gonna be greeted with a hard case, and the manual is right over here, which I never opened. It is self-explanatory, really. Show you what's inside. Nice zipper. Case is a little bit more compact. You're gonna see headphones are over here. It's already folded. And this is as compact as it can be. You can't fold it anymore, unlike other headphones where it can fold even further within itself. Over here, it actually just pivots 90 degrees. That's it. Once you pivot, put it in the case, and you're good to go. Let's put it aside for a moment. Talk about the case. It has a nice cloth lining. It has a separation here, a separate tab. It's kind of hard to see because it's black, but there is a flap over here to separate the left and the right ear cups from rubbing against each other, which is a nice thought. And if you're looking for the accessories are here. You can see there's a little bit of a Velcro and a pouch in here. Open this and you're gonna have a few items over here. First, you have the outdated airline adapter. I don't know why airlines still equip themselves with these ones, but it's nice to know that Dali provides you with this. Dali also provides you with a rather short 3.5 mm cable, so it's a mini jack end to end. And this is for you to enjoy the Dali should you run out of battery power, or in my case, I actually enjoy the Dali with an amplifier. And of course, you have the charging cable and as well as a audio cable at the same time. So this is a USB-C with a USB-A at the other end. It's a nice respectable length. And what this does is obviously charges the Dali headphones, but at the same time, you can use this cable as your audio input. By using the USB-C cable and connecting it to your computer, then your computer recognizes the headphones as another output source for audio. So you can actually enjoy the Dali three ways. One is wireless, passive 3.5 mm connector, a digital input, which is the USB-C. And interestingly enough, this is the best way to enjoy the Dali, not wireless and not passive. By using the USB-C cable, you're actually able to get the digital signal from your computer. Let's talk about the headphones for a minute. And as you can see, there's really nothing revolutionary about the design of the Dali. It's nice, it's simple, it's elegant. It does remind me of Bang & Olufsen headphones, where it's a nice, simple, elegant material. Very understated at this point. As you can see, there is actually a silicone rubber here but over here is hard plastic, so they didn't continue the soft silicone padding all the way to the end. If you have a rather large head, then you might be able to feel the hard plastic over here. Over here are the ear pads, where it is not real leather, unlike Bang & Olufsen, which provides you with lambskin leather. They give you the protein leather, and then over here is memory foam. So there is a nice passive noise isolation that occurs because of the memory foam, where it conforms to the bumps and edges of your skin and to the contours of your skin. Over here, because I flipped this around, this is actually the right ear cup and this is the left ear cup. On the left ear cup it's very simple. There's nothing really, there's no controls. All you have is the 3.5mm mini jack. There are no other buttons over here, nothing to press, but as you can see, there's 3 holes over here and 3 holes over here to listen in for the noise cancellation. On the other side, which is the right ear cup, you have the power button. So you have a nice sliding switch over here. It has a red marking to show you it's off, and if I slide it to the middle, it's gonna say power on.
Noise cancellation on. Battery level 80%.
And then if I turn it off,
Power off.
the battery level, I believe, in increments of 10%. If you have 100% charge, then it's gonna say battery full. If you go below 100%, then it's gonna say you have a 90% charge. Back to the controls, after the slide switch, you're gonna see 2 LED indicators. One is the Bluetooth connection. It's gonna light blue if it's connected to a Bluetooth source. And then you have here the battery LED source, which means green if it's fully charged, orange if it's partially charged, and red if it's battery low, as well as blinking red if your battery is about to die. You have here a small hole which is to reset or to factory reset the Dali. You have over here the USB-C for the battery charge, as well as to make use of the internal digital to analog conversion if you want to have a straight digital source to the headphones. And here's the button that I'm showing you to change the mode from active noise cancellation on, and then transparency mode on, or if you want everything off, which is you're just using the passive noise isolation, which means you're using the memory foam sealing within your ears, typical of any headphones. So if I press a button once,
Noise cancellation on.
noise cancellation on. I'm going to press a button again.
Transparency.
This means that the transparency mode is on at this point. And by transparency, if you're not familiar by now, is letting ambient noise in so that you can hear the background noise, your surroundings. If I press it one more time,
Noise cancellation off.
so it announces that there's noise cancellation off, which means you're now at a passive noise isolation. Pairing this is super simple. It's utilizing the slide switch. Obviously on is in the middle, but if I slide it even further to the right for 1 second, then it's going to announce that the Bluetooth pairing is activated. So I'm going to slide it 1 second.
Bluetooth pairing.
Now you're going to see that there's the Bluetooth, which was steady earlier because it connected to a Bluetooth source. Now it's blinking to show you that it is available for pairing at this point. As for the controls, the actual controls, I like the controls over here. At first I was thinking, why did they not do a touch control similar to the Sony wireless headphones, the very famous Sony WH-1000X M3, which is right now the leader, I believe, in noise cancellation, if they have not overtaken the Bose Quiet Comfort 35 version 2. I did realize that they did make this very intentional, especially in the cold weather, because unlike the Sonys, which have an inherent problem of being too sensitive to the cold weather where there's like a phantom touch that occurs even if your fingers are not on it. They realize that having an actual touch button hidden within the ear cups is the best move. And I think so. After using this, I think this is the best way to use the Dalis or wireless headphone, especially if you're wearing gloves. And again, it's not inherent to any problem with, extreme cold or extreme hot at this point. Pressing up, you'll hear that feedback up. And for volume up, down, volume down is over here. Again, similar to the left ear cup, you have the 3 holes here and in the other side to show you that there are microphones here listening in for the active noise cancellation. And then to play and pause, you just simply press on the Dali branding over here. It's a slight feedback on the center ear cup. Play, pause. If I forward the track, then I double press. If I want to rewind the track, then I triple press. This is an easy twist to the left, lefty loosey, and then you just pull, and now you have the earpads out. I guess the issue with this is, are they going to be charging you more because it comes with the whole plastic paraphernalia here at the back and you can't just change? I don't know. I don't obviously it's brand new. I don't want to try to damage my headphones at this point, but it doesn't look like it's replaceable by yourself, so you have to replace the whole plastic and mesh lining over here. As you can see, the drivers are over here. It's nice and simple, protected by a screen over here. So to put it back, don't go panicking if you can't slide it back. It's just a simple slide here, but you're gonna see there's a red dot over here, and then there is a matching red dot over here, similar to professional DSLR cameras where you put the lens together. You have to match the 2 dots, so you just match the 2 red dots over here, and once it's there, you just simply slide to the right to lock it in, and it's that simple. No fumbling around trying to put the pads together. The ear pads actually also has a minor swivel. At least it provides a little more level of comfort within your skin and a little bit more sealing. So no, this is not effective if you have a Dali. It simply just, goes up and down by itself. And I wanted to show you over here. The drivers swivel up and down. And speaking of the drivers, these are 50mm drivers. In order to adjust the length of the headphones against your head, you can see that you can just simply pull and back. Same with the other side. And there are no exposed wires, which is what I like. No wires to snag, no wires to cut accidentally. The nice thing about the white left and red right is that they continued this in the ear cups also, where I showed you earlier there is a red dot for the right ear cup. If you look at the left ear cup, then it's a white dot this time. Let's talk about the specs of the headphones. As I said earlier, this is a 50mm driver. This is made specifically by Dali for Dali, because Dali is a loudspeaker manufacturer and this is their first foray into the headphone market. They did not buy an off-the-shelf driver from a manufacturer that manufactures headphones for other headphone manufacturers. What they did is they designed it themselves and manufactured it for their specifications, and they came up with a 50mm free edge paper fiber cone. And the driver goes from, the frequency range of the driver is 10 all the way to 20,000 hertz, and the impedance is 25 ohms. What I enjoy about Dali's headphones is that they actually thought about the IP certification, which is the ingress protection, and they actually certified this for IP53, which means it has a nice amount of dust protection, as well as a respectable amount of splash resistance. And it's not something I've seen with the Sony WH-1000XM3 headphones. Sony headphones have a 40mm driver. As I mentioned, Dali's have a 50mm driver. Bose is a mystery. Bose never advises or advertises the specs, so I really don't know what drivers the Bose use. For all we know, it's a 10mm driver or a 50mm driver, but because Bose hasn't advertised, I don't have a Bose and I'm not willing to open it up. As for battery life, the Dalis have a lithium-ion battery, which is, I believe, has a capacity of 1100 milliamperes, and that equates to a 30-hour battery life, whether you have active noise cancellation on or off. As for the Sonys, with active noise cancellation on, then it can go as high as 30 hours, same as the Dalis. With active noise cancellation off, it can go as high as 38 hours. As for the Bose Quiet Comfort 35-2, they have an advertised battery life of 20 hours. As for the weight, we have the Dalis being the heaviest at 325 grams. Yes, it is a little bit very massive. It is heavy. Sony's are 100 grams lighter, and the Bose Quiet Comfort is even lighter at 240 grams. So the Sony is weighing at 255 grams. For the codecs, the Dalis are able to accept AAC, which is for Apple. It has aptX and it has aptX HD. How is the sound quality of the Dalis? The Dalis being an audiophile loudspeaker manufacturer, I had high hopes with how these sound. I tested the Sonys and the Bose in a retail store a while back, and I honestly wasn't impressed with the sound. I was very impressed with the noise cancellation of both the Sony and the Bose. It was very impressive. If you're looking for a wireless audiophile branded headphone, I'd honestly skip the Bang & Olufsen and I'd go straight to the Dali's iO-6 or even the iO-4, their lower model. Feature-wise, everything's the same. You're just being given less features, where you have no active noise cancellation, no transparency mode, but on the other hand, you do have a 60-hour battery life. So if you're looking for sound quality alone and wireless capability, I'd go straight to the Dali. I'd look for nothing else. If you're looking for active noise cancellation first and foremost, and you really can't tell the difference between the sound quality of one headphone to another, then obviously the Sony WH-1000XM3 or the Bose Quiet Comfort 35-2 is an obvious winner. I wouldn't recommend anything else if you're looking for that feature. But if you're looking for an audiophile wireless headphone as well as a audiophile headphone in one, this is a no-brainer. This is something that I'd highly recommend. Price point aside, it's something that would be replacing my everyday headphone.